Welcome, everyone. So we're covering the Fever against the Aces. The Fever ended up pulling this one out. They had a really strong third quarter, and that was pretty much the difference in the game because the Aces were leading in the second quarter. The second quarter felt like it took forever. There were so many whistles, so many foul calls, and just stoppages of the game and stuff. But the Fever ended up getting the win 80-70. And first quarter 18-18. Then Vegas, this is where Vegas went ahead 23-17. And then the third quarter, and it was mostly towards the end of the third quarter because like when I was remembering, it felt like the fourth quarter, remembering what I saw when I watched the game. But it was actually the third quarter where they really outscored the Aces. So the Fever got 27 points in the third quarter to the Aces only 15. And Indiana also outscored them 18-14 in the fourth. I think the biggest takeaway is that the Aces just are not getting anything from anyone other than Jackie Young and A'ja Wilson. Nalissa Smith scored 10 points. Jewell Loyd had 8. Chelsea Gray had 9. But Chelsea Gray is like a shell of herself from last year and the year before. There's just, she's just not taking a lot of shots. She took 9 shots. But, she was much more dominant in the years past, especially the last 3 years. And she just doesn't, you don't even notice her out there. It's just, I don't know if she's dealing with an injury or, she's not young anymore, but she just doesn't seem herself anymore. Or what she was in, even last year. So we had Jackie with 19 points. She was 8 for 14. She shot really well. She was 57%. A'ja was 7 for 17, 41%. She went to the foul line 6 times, made all her shots. Nalissa Smith was 4 for 8. And then you had Jewell Loyd. She was 3 for 7, which isn't horrible. She was 1 for 3 from 3, 8 points. But, for the Aces to make any kind of run here, they need Chelsea Gray and, Jewell Loyd to contribute more. They've got to be in double figures for the Aces to contend. And they have been, that hasn't been happening at least consistently. But, someone who's been contributing for them, which is Dana Evans, she didn't score at all. She was 0 for 5. And, she has picked them up in their last couple of games. And Kia Stokes didn't score. Gustafson didn't score. Kirsten Bell had 4 points. And then Aaliyah Nye didn't score. Aaliyah Nye was someone in past games who has helped them get some wins. So everything was, turnovers were exactly even at 14. Points in the paint were close. The Aces had a little bit more. Points off turnovers were even. But the Fever ended up getting 4 people in double figures, and Ari McDonald had 9, so she was almost there. But, even the Fever, they've got to get more from these other players. Timpson played 7 minutes, and she didn't score. Dantas didn't score. Sydney Colson only had 4 points. And then Lexi Hull didn't score. So, they get the win, so good for them. Congratulations. Sophie Cunningham had a pretty good game. She was 4 for 5 from the floor, 3 for 4 from 3. She had 4 points on the foul line. Natasha Howard was great in this game. She was just all over the place. Every time the ball was loose, Natasha Howard was not either right there or she was close by. She had 18 points, just all-out hustle for Natasha Howard in this game. 13 rebounds. She had 1 assist, 3 steals. She was 6 for 9 from the floor. Good game for Natasha Howard. It's funny. It's like I always thought she was like 6'1" or 6'2", and then she's standing next to Boston, who's 6'5", and she looks taller. But I don't know. They even announced that she's 6'2" in the game, but she plays much bigger than she is, if that's how tall she is. But then again, Nafisa Collier's only 6'1", and she plays down with under the boards with everybody too. So it's amazing what hustle will do for you. So Aaliyah Boston, 13 points. She didn't really shoot that well. She was 6 for 18, which is 33%. Kelsey Mitchell was the leading scorer with 21 points, but she didn't shoot well either. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to do enough to get the win. And she was 8 for 24, 3 for 9 from 3, exactly 33%, both from 3 and from the floor. So, and then Ari McDonald did well. She was 3 for 4 and 3 for 3 from 3. And she hit that 3 that put the dagger in. That put him up, I think it was 78-70. And it made it in the last few minutes. But it made it kind of seal the win. So both teams shot 40%. From 3, the Aces only shot 13%, and the Fever shot 47%. So that's a big difference there. Big difference. And they shot 23 threes, and the Aces only shot 15. So the Fever are now 13 and 12, and the Aces are now 12 and 12. So there's a big, huge slog of teams, all with that 10, 11, 12 loss in the loss column. So it'll be interesting to see how this one shapes up in the rest of the season, and we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be exciting. There's going to be some, knockdown, drag-out competition. That's for sure. Okay, we'll see you next time.